We managed to get a few packs of technoplankton for silver carp fishing, and since silver carp can be found in almost every freshwater lake here, my friend and I decided to fish the closest one to us, Ujembe Hospitalis. Of course, at the same time, we were also going to try for carp, bream, crucian carp, and any other fish that might take a flat feeder. Because with technoplankton, naturally, the main target should be silver carp. There is not much to say about the road there. At 4 in the morning, through the empty streets of Durrës, we reached the lake in about 15 minutes. This is what our setup looked like. 2 rods each. 1 rod with a flat feeder cast just behind the edge, hoping for carp or bream. The silver carp rig is quite specific and heavy, so to avoid putting too much stress on the rods, we delivered it with the bait boat. The lake itself is very atmospheric. There are many different fish here, from classic carp, grass carp, bream, and crucian carp to eels and even trout. Also, although this is a freshwater lake, we noticed a huge number of small shrimp swimming toward the lights early in the morning. After casting out the rigs, I immediately took out the drone to look at all this beauty from above. In general, the lake is interesting, but almost all the most promising fishing spots are blocked by fences. In those areas, you can catch grass carp, common carp, and plenty of crucian carp. Where we were sitting, it is also possible, but you have to hit the exact fish route. Cast too far, it is deep, and nothing bites. Cast too close, small nuisance fish will destroy all the food in the feeder in 10 minutes. Inside the flat feeder, I had a mix of 2mm pellets, corn, biscuits, and oat groats. This is what it looked like. The casting distance was only 7 meters straight from the bank, and the depth was around 5 to 6 meters. Farther out, it gets even deeper, and the chance of catching any fish there becomes very small. Surprisingly, the first bites started quite quickly. After sitting for about 20 minutes, the float on my friend's silver carp rig went under the water, then started moving sideways. My friend struck, but the fish did not hook itself. It happened a second time, and then a third time. In the end, we decided that the problem was with the rig itself, so we replaced it with a similar one from another manufacturer. The new rig had only 2 hooks, while the one that failed to hook the fish had 3. And here is the first bite on my rod. I did not see any false bites or small taps. I looked at the float, and at that exact moment, it went under the water. I struck. Fish on. I gave the camera to my friend and started the fight. Silver carp is a strong fish. It dragged me in every direction, almost took my friend's rods with it, but in the end, we managed to land it. The rig for this type of fishing is quite simple, but effective. A sliding 40-gram weight, then a large 30-gram float, a special stem where the technoplankton is mounted, and 2 hook lengths with hooks. Everything is quite simple, but at the same time, very clever. This is what our working technoplankton rig looks like. As you can see, it is quite heavy. That is why we load it onto the bait boat and send it straight out about 80 meters. And here is my silver carp. It is not very big, around 2 kilos by eye. By the way, in Albania, silver carp and bream look a little different from the ones found in Ukraine. The body of Albanian silver carp is more proportional. If the head is big, then the body is also quite massive. In Ukraine, you sometimes see silver carp where the head visually makes up about 30% of the entire fish, even including the tail. Every 30 minutes, I recast the flat feeder into exactly the same spot, hoping to build up the swim and attract fish, but so far, there were no results. Closer to 7:30 in the morning, my friend finally hooked a silver carp as well. Now it was my turn to run around with the camera and film his fight. As soon as the silver carp was in the landing net, there was another bite on the flat feeder. A very short fight, and the result was a golden crucian carp, a very rare and beautiful fish. With a fish like that, you should make a wish and release it. There were occasional bites on the flat feeder too, but they were so weak and uncertain that even the bite alarm did not notice them. Only because there was no wind, and because I was fishing with a feeder rod, I could see the rod tip barely moving. The higher the sun climbed, the hotter it became in the place where we were standing. So we had to hide in the shade while waiting for bites. But one small, cheeky cat did not miss the chance to come closer to the trophy silver carp. I doubt it could physically handle them, but confidence and instinct were clearly doing their job. At 10 o'clock, the sun finally moved behind our backs and some shade appeared, but the bite disappeared somewhere. And our plan was to fish only until around 11 anyway. So after sitting a little longer, we decided that the fishing session had gone pretty well. It was time to pack up and go home. The result, 2 small silver carp and a few important conclusions. Technoplankton and silver carp rigs work in Albania. The fish are gradually starting to bite earlier in the morning. Some of our fishing friends are already trying to catch carp and bream at night. We also have another interesting lake in mind with a lot of fish and a very strong desire to catch them, but most likely we will try that one at night as well. So, don't forget to subscribe for more fishing adventures. See you on the water.